Good evening to all. When I was asked to be the moderator, I thought I would just have some 5 minutes time where I could get off with introducing the speakers, but then I was told that I had to speak for 20 minutes. I'm extremely thankful and deeply honored to be here this evening. Yesterday, people in some parts of India celebrated the New Year, Yugadi. So perhaps today is as good a day as any to find out what would be an idea for an ideal India or new ideas for a new India. The five of us are a bit confused about which one we are going to speak on. Maybe both are the same. The theme has captured the imagination and captured the interest of many. And I believe everyone has mentally substituted the word better for new. We are all hungry for better ideas for a better India. Traveling on our roads, a car driver may dream of smooth as silk roads and panoramic highways, whereas the pedestrian on our perilous pathways may ask for wide pedestrian pathways. Who has the right to say the one cannot dream the dream? When Dr. Swathi Subramaniam said that I was going to be the moderator, my reflex action was a step back. It was hesitation. Then he read out the formidable list of panelists, 4 very strong, very intelligent, very articulate persons. Reflex action was a scurry for life. Then I said, pause, take a deep breath. Can there be an idea of India, new or old or ideal, without a woman? There can't be. So I had to say yes. Then I thought, pardon me if I err, that this was the first time Sastra has invited a woman to its much sought after and awaited discussions, either as a panelist or as a moderator. This was the most appropriate theme to break the glass barrier, and I'm very, very grateful that I was given the hammer to do it. A woman moderating the different and dissonant views of what should create an ideal and a new India. As a metaphor, it grabbed me. So here I am before you. Maybe I also represent the many unpresent and unrepresented faces and minds of India, whose ideals will have great value. But our poor hosts, Shastra and Hindu, how would they construct a dais for all the different groups in India to sit on? That is the beauty of India, and that is her reality. It is these diverse numbers, these huge numbers, that make us. And they should not be looked on as a drain on our resources. Our new ideas today should transform these huge numbers into our strength. It is how we look at it. Jugad need not be a pejorative term. It can become our strength, as Mangalyan demonstrated. And what is India? It was a geographical space possessing a unique unity before we became a country and a republic. Megasthenes in 4th century BC describes us as a place in the shape of a quadrilateral, with Mount Hermodotus on the north, Indus on the west, and the eastern side onwards to the south by the great ocean. Bhattarika Sakalakirti, a Jain writer of the 12th century, describes Bharatam as Chapasadrishyam, that is like a bow. The head of the bow faces north, the 2 ends run east-west, and the stretched string traces to the south. Why even our Tamil Thai Varthu describes us as Bharatakandam, a woman whose forehead and the tilakam on it is the land of the Tamils. So India, this region, has been one in the eyes of ourselves and outsiders, even though she had many, many kingdoms with many, many rulers in it. Perhaps we are still that in a manner of speaking. Not much changes. Or as the French say it remains the same and it changes. When we came together as a free India, we all had new ideas for a new India. Even then, the ideas were different. And as far as the dawn of new India was concerned, the emotions covered a wide spectrum from unalloyed hope to a very skeptical one. There must have been many who did not even know that we became free. Mr. Motilal Sethalwad, presenting a paper on Indian federalism in 1953, said, I quote, "What is more than ever needed in India, with its traditions of caste, communal, and linguistic divisions, is an overpowering sense of a common Indian nationality and a passionate love for Indian unity," unquote. 63 years have gone by, and we are one in many ways. We come together as one on many occasions. There are divisions, undoubtedly, but at critical moments, the divisions just dissolve, as we saw when Chennai had the floods. And when the crisis passes, the differences become visible. As we saw again, when the waters receded, it was back to normal life. But that cannot nullify the fact that a common Indianness binds us. Dr. Swapan Das Gupta, a panelist, writes that Indianness is a term that includes emotion, history, and collective memory. I'm not sure every single citizen will put his Indianness into those words, but I'm sure there is a sense, a feeling in each one of them. Recently, the writer Ashoka Mitran was asked what his idea of India was. He answered in his inimitable, gentle way, "How can there be just one idea of India?" So true. Each one of us has her own idea of India and has the right to have her own idea for India. That accounts for all the jostling and the jousting that we see around us. How does one accommodate a space for all? There may be several of our own brothers and sisters in unreached spaces who do not know we have a constitution, but we have one. And that will calm the turbulence among the ideas that are going to come up today and probably in the days to come. We are a union of states. We promised to respect certain basic rights. The new ideas will have to accord with the Constitution and the promised rights. Even the unreached and the untaught will dream of new ideas, no matter that they do not know about the Constitution. Will the ideas that emerge today have enough space for all their dreams? The oneness, the inexplicable oneness amongst us, which is a paradoxical oneness, it tied us and freed us. That is why we stayed one. It shall free us and keep us together hereafter. This new India has to emerge from the past. No new India can grow cutting off the past. Only then it will be an India that is ours. James Madison considered that it is the glory of the people of America that while they had regard to the opinions of former times, they have not allowed blind veneration for antiquity, for custom, or names to overrule the suggestions of their own good sense, the knowledge of their own situation, and the lessons of their own experience, unquote. What he is talking about is balance. In India, we have a similar verse in Sanskrit which says, Purana mityeva nasado sarvam. What is old is always not good. Nachapi kavyam navamityavadhyan. It is not necessary to condemn all that is new. We have to have a balance, get the best out of each. In fashioning or imagining new ideas, if the balance is maintained, maybe all the ideas of all the people will be reasonably accommodated. Article 38 of the Constitution directs us to promote the welfare of the people in accordance with social, economic, and political justice. But words, are funny masters and rebellious servants, depending on how you look at them. In 1958, a learned judge of the Madras High Court wrote, "If it could be possible for Confucius, Manu, Hammurabi, and Solon to meet together at a conference table, I doubt whether they would be able to evolve what constitutes social justice." We have brought together 4 wise men, and we will see if they can evolve what constitutes ideas for an ideal India or a new India. That's not the moderator's task. There are other words: development, health, innovation, environment, and many more. All these words mean different things to different people. To a Safai Karmachari, these 4 words may just mean one thing: toilets for everyone and freedom from his task. A wonderful new idea, in fact. It is a great challenge to make all these words meaningful in a positive way to everyone in ideal India or new India. The ideas must be daringly innovative, and our students must have the freedom to think. Albie Sachs, the great judge of South Africa, said, "Equality can be graveyard equality or vineyard equality. Graveyard equality flattens, vineyard equality lifts." So it is with systems of education. The education must uplift and expand and not constrict and dumb down. I believe then the ideas will flow and commonness and unity that Mr. Motilal Setalvad spoke of will happen. The love and sense of belonging for our country cannot be forcibly cultivated. They are spontaneous growth that will bloom in the right climate. And it has not been a bad 6 decades. You can't say it has not grown at all. In blazing May, please come and watch Tamil Nadu vote. Just see the first-timers, with what joy they come to vote. I'm sure they all feel a sense of belonging, that they are Indians and they are going to vote and make a change. Why are we resonating to this theme of ideal India, new India today, so many years after independence, and so many thousands of years since there was born an idea, a space that was called India? Are we seeing the emergence of a new social order, the buds of the constitutional aspirations? If yes, then status quo will change. If no, status quo will have to change. The comfort zone will be disturbed, but it is folly to think that it would be easy to build an ideal India. Is this then the best of times and worst of times? Then we are blessed. We are the ones time has chosen to create an ideal India for all. We dare not fail. The 4 respected panelists will have different and I'm sure conflicting views. This difference and this conflict are but the breaking and tossing of waves underneath. They are all bound by an abiding love and loyalty for India, each one of them. That is the rich ultramarine calm underneath. I wait like you with bated breath to know what they have to say, and may I say, with fear of infringement of copyright, the nation wants to know.